Welcome to another video of Futurum Capital Traders, and my name is Raymond Schalke, and I will get you through the charts from this morning. So this morning we charted up. The charts are exactly the same as they look now, and now we are going to break them down together, and why we did take a trade and why we didn't take a trade. So let's start with gold. We took a trade on gold. At the beginning, we're looking at higher time frames, and we see that there is movement, sideways movement, and some resistance over here. So we draw up the resistance. You have this one on the top, and you have some resistance over here at the bottom at the moment. There's clean range over here, so we were looking for either shorts to play out to this side or a break above during London session to target this area over here. So we are keeping an open mind because we are at the resistance level, but overall we were bullish. So we waited for the break to happen. The break happened over here. But there was one problem. We got a break, and it's also at the middle of this range. So in the middle of the range, I do not like to take trades because you get a lot of rejections. The move is already gone, and the next range is most of the time not that interesting anymore, because I would like it to close somewhere around there and then take a trade, because then you're in the beginning of the move in that range. So yeah, we waited a little bit, looked at the 15, maybe is there an entry possibility? No, there wasn't, because we are in the middle of the range. We would like this area to retest this candle, to retest this area, and then move down, because then there's a confirmation that some resistance has formed. So did not take the trade over here, was a good thing to do, because otherwise we would have been stopped out. Waited for some resistance to form, as talked about, or a fake out setup. So the resistance was formed, not here, because this one closed in almost inside the range, but just below without a top wick. A big wick got formed, and we closed bearish. So now I would like price to do something like this. I talked about it on stream already. Boom, boom, and this was created right now, some resistance in my opinion, and maybe then we could target these lows again. So that was my idea. So we opened this one, closed it. I wanted to have my SL somewhere around here. We moved all the way up, rejected, and then we came down. So my idea was, let's target this area. And if this area was targeted, I won't take any profits. Let's be clear about that. But the trade could be managed a little bit. So maybe if this 15-minute close somewhere around here, we got an open, boom, I would manage the risk above that high or something, so that my risk will be limited. Then again, this will be the full target. And the most important thing was, I made up my mind before I entered this trade, with this high being created, and this high over here, let's put it up and highlight it a little bit. This high was created, and after that, this high came in. I noticed that if managing the trade was needed, it was not possible, because we have just a 2 pip difference between this high and this high. So I made up my mind, I will not manage this trade. So I did not manage it. It moved up again in the next candle, left the stops where they were, did not get emotional, did not get out of this trade at all. I was just waiting for it to play out. I gave it a lot of chance to play out as well. So if you look at how many chances I gave the trade, this was the first attempt, right, to break below and continue, did not happen. Then this was the second one on the 15-minute, did not happen. If you look at the lower time frames, because I was tracking this trade in real time, right, then you see how many times it really was. It was once, let's put it on right here, boom, it was once I gave this trade a chance. It was, let's do it like that. It was actually 2 that I gave the trade a chance. It was 3. Oh, let's do it like that. Why can't I copy it? Oh no, I'm not copying it. All right, it was 3 or 4, sorry. Then again, 5. And here we are, 6. Even a little bit more. But after 6 times, I was like, now it's enough. We couldn't break below. There's a lot of bull pressure for the upside, because every time this low gets taken, we get swept up and bought up. So in my opinion, there's no volume to push down a little bit further. So what I did right here, I put my SL just above this area. I put my SL just above this area now. And I was like, if we push up now, it's unfortunate, but I get stopped out. And then I have a small loss. So I decided to manage the trade because there was a lack of volume. There was no volume at the moment. And we need volume for this to work out. So after all those attempts to break below, it came above immediately. And actually I got out on this candle because it wicked me out or just stopped me out with spread. Spread was pretty high at that second. So it is what it is. I got out with like a 1% risk and I took a 0.37% actually loss. So pretty happy how I managed this trade, but the most important thing, I made up my mind to not manage my risk, leave it to run, and it played out pretty nice. Although it wasn't a win, I managed it well in my opinion. So if I would have been emotional, this spike was pretty hard, moved up, maybe I would like, oh no, close it over here, now boom. Now I did give it another chance. It didn't work out, so it closed. I closed it after I gave it the breathing room to move. It was also just before, if you look at the 5 minute, it was just before the 10 o'clock candle when I got wicked out. On 10 o'clock, right, the 1 o'clock closure, we expect some volume to come in, or well, some movement to come in, up or down. Yes, and that's why I was like, yeah, if it's not moving before 10 o'clock, then 10 o'clock is probably going to stop me out. And actually, it would have stopped me out. So it was a good decision to manage the trade, but just after I gave it enough time and room to move. So the key points and takeaways from this breakdown are, do not let emotions make your decisions, but make your plan make your decisions. So before I had my plan set up, I followed it. Do not overmanage the trade. There was no way, in my opinion, to manage the trade while we were in it, and this 15-minute candle. So I did not manage it. If the trade is invalidated, just get out. I did that as well. It was invalidated when it came below, above again after time and time again, rejecting from the bottom. And there was no volume. So no volume. We expected a little bit with like CPI. So no volume in CPI time, in the CPI day. Excuse me. No volume during CPI day. So just take out a trade. It is what it is. The setup matched up to my strategy. So took the trade, did not work out, but managed it pretty well. Just wanted to share that with you guys. Also, we liked to take, let's just remove all this mess for a second. Also, we would like to take a nice short position on GJ. We were looking at the short around these levels. It didn't manage to really push below, so we waited a little bit. Actually, my level was up a little bit higher. I think it was around here or something. I think it was around here or here. A little bit higher, actually. So this morning we were around here. We wanted to take a sell, but we took note of that this was just a small break. Afterwards, the low got taken, but it was happening in like a few seconds, and then we moved up again. So to be safe, I wanted to enter just below here, and even better, below this previous wick. So we didn't get the entry. While this candle was happening, I already adjusted the zone a little bit right here. So I just needed a clean break below here because there was too much resistance. We missed this trade over here. It was a little bit late. It was outside my session times because I will be trading between 8 or 10 Amsterdam time. It closed below, and that was the only good trade to take, and the volume kicked in and worked out pretty fine. So the sells below worked out in the end. Unfortunate that it wasn't during our trading session, but it's always good to see your analysis play out. Yeah. So I wanted to share that with you. The GJ options that we talked about this morning worked out fine afterwards, and the gold trade that I and my fellow trader took did not work out, but we managed it well. Small loss. Let's go on to the next day. All right. Thank you guys for your attention, and I hope to forward to seeing you in the next video. Ciao.